Master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious and ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruity activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inactive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank you everyone for joining the Bhakti Sanga conference call today. Let us move to our next section, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm Shri Hari Radha Devidasi from Washington, D.C. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shri Hari Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assemble devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna, Nandagopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pramod Mataji. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Revati Priya Devidasi from London, United Kingdom.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, we can chant and wait for Prabhuji, and Prabhuji will be joining, I guess.
Okay, Mataji. Can I read the introduction, Prabhuji, Mataji?
Okay, if you are kept ready, we can read it, Mataji. I will start the recording. Yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhuji to enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 3, 11th verse. I would like to read the introduction of Prabhuji. Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2001, got initiated in 2006 by His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, completed Bhakti Vedanta Vidya Peter from BVRC. Service rendered. Managing a preaching center in Hyderabad, training and educating corporate youth, giving daily sessions on Asta TV and other channels, conducting online Bhagavatam session for many devotees groups around India. We can do chanting Mataji until Prabhuji join the call.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Shamakar Mataji,
Prabhuji is
Dhanavad.
there.
Yeah, I'm checking Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for letting me know. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I would like to hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you are in mute. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, are you there, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, maybe Prabhu went to grab something. He'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Just a minute, Mataji.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. We are reading from Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 3, Text 11. सत्त्वेन प्रतिलभ्याय नैष्कर्म्येन विपश्चिता नमः कैवल्यनाथाय निर्वाणसुखसंविदे Satvena, with the pure devotional student, Pratilabhyaya, onto the personality of Godhead who is achieved by such devotional activities, Naishkarmyena, by transcendental activities, Vipaschita, by persons who are sufficiently learned, Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances. Kaivalyanathaya, unto the master of transcendental world, Nirvana, for one completely free from material activities, Sukha, of happiness, Samvide, who is the bestower. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of transcendental birth. Therefore, I offer my respect unto him. For, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood only by devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanishyasmi tattvataha. One wants to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth, one must take to the activities of devotional service. These activities are called sattva or shuddha sattva. In the material world, activities of goodness, which are symptomatic of pure Brahma, are appreciated. But the activities of devotional service are shuddha sattva. In other words, they are on the transcendental platform. Only by devotional service can one understand the Supreme. Devotional service is called Naishkarmya. Mere negation of material activity will not endure. Naishkarmya abhi achyuta bhavavarjitam. Unless one performs activities with reference to Krishna consciousness, cessation of material activities will not be helpful. In hopes of achieving Naishkarmya, freedom from material actions, many highly elevated sannyasis stopped their activities, yet they failed and returned to the material platform to act as materialistic persons. But once one is engaged in the spiritual activities of Bhakti Yoga, one does not fall down. Our Krishna conscious movement is therefore an attempt to engage everyone always in spiritual activity by which one becomes transcendental to material actions. Spiritual activities of Bhakti Marga, Shravanam Kirtana Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, lead one to the understanding the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, as stated here, Satvena Pratilabhyaya Naishkarmena Vipaschitaha. The Supreme Personality of God is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. Gopal Dapan Upanishad says, Bhaktair Asya Bhajan Tad Iha Mudropadi Nairasye Naiva Nusmin Namasaha Kalpanam Etad Eva Cha Naishkarmyam. This is the definition of Naishkarmya. One acts in Naishkarmya when he fully engages in Krishna conscious activities without material desires to enjoy, either here or in the upper plant systems. In the present life or in a future life, Iha Amu Amprute Amutra Anyabilashita Shunyam. When one is free from all contamination and he acts in devotional service, under the direction of spiritual master, one is on the platform of Naishkarma. By such transcendental devotional service, the Lord is served. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Om Jnana Timiran Vasya Jnanam Janachakaya Chakshurunelitam Jena Tasmai Shri Parave Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunavadi Paschatya Dekatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you and thanks for this opportunity to speak on Bhagavad. And here we are seeing that this verse, it speaks about Satvena Pratilabdhaya Naishkarmena Vipaschitaha Namah Kaivalyanathaya Nirvana Sukha Samvidit. This is the prayers which Gajendra is doing. They are very wonderful prayers of Gajendra. Very, very philosophical. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in transcendental existence in Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of transcendental world. Therefore, I offer my respects unto him. So here, I wanted to speak on a topic where different, what is the confusion in our rendering services and whether we are doing bhakti or not. This is very important because what happens is there is always a mixture of karma and jnana. So this is first important thing. That these two things, they are there in our life. Knowing that if you go to Ishopanishad, Ishavashamidam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat tena tektvena bhunjita magata kasya siddhanam. And kurvan niva karmani jiji vishekshitam sama evam tvai nanyata te dostvi na karma lipyate nare. So these two verses, these two must be in our life so that it will lead to success in life. So knowledge and activity, so both are there. These two things connect together, turn into bhakti. What? Knowledge and activity. Please try to understand. Because when I know that Krishna is center, I act for him with knowledge and understanding. I act in an understanding about him. When that is bhakti, that is love. What happens is people are characterized by extreme, especially because of the ego. Ego means what? Ego means extremes. So we like to hit either one extreme or other. The two extremes that appears are karma is one extreme and jnana is one extreme, which are both undesirable extremes. Jnana, karma, anavritam, then only it is Shuddha Bhakti, right? So if a person strikes to one extreme, it leads him to undesirable results. So if a person, after being burnt at this extreme, then he hits the, it leads him to the other extreme. So this is actually what happens to most of the people. And we try to understand what is what happens, why this extreme happens, and how we should try to balance. This is very important. Bhakti is actually synthesis. It is not extremes. That's why how to question is very different in bhakti. It's not standard. How to do this, how to do this. It varies for person to person, time to time, place to place. One acharya will tell something, another acharya will tell something, because it's a synthesis. It's not a concrete thing that it's you have to understand. So we'll try to understand that how what is explained in some of the verses of Vidyam cha astat vedo bhayam saha. You might have heard this in Ishopanishad. So now we say, Are Vidya and Avidya, they say that if you learn knowledge, if you don't, so if you are in ignorance, you go to hell. If you take knowledge, you go to darker hells. That's actually what that shloka says. So they pronounce like that. I will just try to just see the shloka. Vidyam cha avidyam cha estad vedo bhayam saha vidyaya mrityum tiratva vidyaya mrityum ashnute. So only one who simultaneously understands the process of immersion in ignorance and the process of improving transcendental knowledge can escape the cycle of birth and death, fully enjoy a gift of immortality. And before this shloka says, Anyadevahura vidyaya, Anyadahura vidyaya, iti shushrumadhinanam, enastat vichashikshad. The sages explain to us that the process of improving knowledge leads to different results than the cultivation of ignorance. So don't worry. I will try to explain for you what exactly it means, what acharyas are trying to, why I am trying to connect this, because here it is Naishkarmya. Naishkarmya means it is not a karma also, it is not a jnana also, but it's a mixture of karma and jnana. That's why I am trying to take this words. So it is actually karma is avidya and jnana is vidya. So we should not do both karma and jnana. We should have synthesis. That is called Naishkarmya. So why karma is avidya? Because when I perform duties, because karma is meant not just karma, but fulfillment of my Vedic duties according to with Varnashram system, right? So, but that is considered avidya. Why? Because what is the basis of this? So, it says that like Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta Kshetrakyam Tatparaha Avidya Karma Sanjaya, it is said. This is from Vishnu Purana, this shloka, 6760, I think. Yeah. So it says that according to Avidya is karma, according to this shloka. Vidya is jnana. And then a simple understanding. Say that a person engages in karma or he retires in performing in his duties. All live, it is actually, it leads to darkness only. How does it leads to darkness? What happens when person is performing karma? He's fulfilling his desires, right? Because he's too carried away by the fruits of karma, he begins to get attracted to him. If I do karma and I'm getting results, I'm enjoying. So then this karma is entangling because I'm enjoying the fruits. So karma in that way, what is that? With avidya, right? Because karma I'm doing. People say, no, I'm doing my duty. You are doing your duty, but what is the duty doing to you? It is helping you to enjoy in this material world and making you. So he becomes attached to the fruits because it gives him pleasure. So these sanskaras are developing, the pleasure sanskaras are developing inside, and they are forcing him to do the same thing again and again, and in the end he goes beyond the permission limit also, permitted limit. So because karma means explaining what you can do without getting confused, but the pleasure that I get from it at some point becomes so strong that I go beyond what is permitted. And so I immerse myself in ignorance. You're understanding? Initially, all these varnashrama duties are there, but it is considered ignorance only. That's what actually Narada Muni tells to Vyasa. What are you doing? It's dharma projita kaitavottara parama. This is all kaitava dharma only. You are saying varnashram dharma? No, kaitava dharma. Why? Because it makes a person immersed in ignorance. He is getting attached to the pleasure. This is how a person plunges into ignorance through karma. Clear? Now, Okay, what about Vidya then? Okay, you are calling karma as avidya, but what about Vidya? So Vidya means it is jnana. So how do I understand if I immerse myself in knowledge, how will I enter into greater ignorance? So this is actually very important. What happens is, if a person renounces, he follows the path of Vidya, like knowledge, or he is not. That's why karma and jnana, so much we are like, here also Prabhupada is writing purport. Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karma dhanavatam. Why we are? Because this is both karma and jnana takes us into in a darker place. It is ignorance only in one way. Even cultivation of jnana is, so now we have this, like, even if somebody is cultivating this knowledge and doing austerities, he also end up in avidya. Example is given of Saurya Muni. See, normal people marry one wife. Saurya Muni married 50. So this is like the path of avidya leads to greater ignorance. One wife is, okay, marriage is ignorance, one husband wife. Now you have 50. That means it's a greater ignorance, your understanding. The point is what? Both karma and jnana leads to it. So now this is what is ultimately come as a result of the fact that he went the way of avidya. He went the way of knowledge, he got more entangled. He renounced everything. So this is because what happened, the sanskaras remained. He nourished by his renunciation. The sanskaras, what happened? They got nourished and they become stronger, and finally he got absorbed in. Like there is a real case of a sadhu. He vowed not to eat sweets. And sometimes devotees also take this vow not to eat sweets. Now what happened is he did that austerity for 26 years. He didn't eat sweets. And then the problem, once he came to a candy store, and then the aroma hit his nose. And what happened? He started eating, grabbing the chocolate from the counter and started eating the sweets, chocolates. And he ate until he fainted. And he was taken to the hospital. Now 26 years he didn't eat only. This is called the path of Vidya. Means this is the path of Jnana, we can say, which leads a person to even greater darkness. Therefore, we need Thira or a Naishkarmya as a devotee who can balance both. Ignorance also knowledge. Karma and Jnana should be balanced. That is actually the art. Karma Kaushalam. Krishna tells, Yoga Karma Kaushalam. You should learn to balance karma and jnana. That is called Naishkarma. We want to do Naishkarma. We don't want to be in any extreme. So, Nati Sakto na nirvidyato. Like that a person who has Shraddha about Krishna, but he should not be too attached to renunciation, and he should not be too attached to something which is karma also. That person only can practice bhakti. He should be free from both karma and jnana. So this is the synthesis between attachment and renunciation. Attachment and renunciation. This is what we understand. Also, this type of, it says that knowledge and ignorance. So Maya, it plunges people, they perform tapasya, austerity, renunciation, sacrifice. That is called Vidya Maya also. There is Avidya Maya, there is Vidya Maya. Both are Maya only. Avidya Maya is like, okay, people is ignorance, is doing all sense gratification, like what presently people are doing. Most of them, they are into all these ignorant activities. They are entangled. But there is Vidya Maya. Vidya Maya is tapasya, austerity, renunciation, sacrifice. These are all different aspects of Vidya Maya. So this is actually what happens is, which makes a person sink into ignorance. because they start enjoying this after some time. Both, this is actually what Bhakti Yoga Thakur says. So this is the great danger. How, why we should be very careful to, a person must defeat death by both these things, not to get affected by these things. So people say, okay, I'll fulfill my Varnashram duties, and some people say you should renounce. But in both cases, we need a bhakti element in it. Then only it works. Otherwise, it won't work. So all these aspects, bhakti should be added to both the elements, karma and jnana. Then only there is some hope, which will give strength to these practices so that a person eventually finds himself in the spiritual world, or he can overcome ignorance. Otherwise, not possible. You understand? So we need to leave the synthesis of both karma and jnana. That is what is intelligence. And this is it's a complicated for a person who is complicated, but who is simple. It is very simple. Like this is we should understand what is karma and jnana very clearly, because how we get carried away by these things very easily. Like people are immersed in karma, and those who meditate on the form, impersonal form of Lord, that is also actually immersion in ignorance only. We should be very careful about it. So they enter into much more darkness. Klesho adhikataras tesham abhyakta sakta chetasam abhyakta hi gatir dukkham. So it is more painful. So what happens is meditation on unmanifest leads to darkness, because it is very difficult to meditate. Meditation is it is unmanifest. Then like because we cannot like what happens. I'll tell example. People they in the Siddha Yoga, people meditate on water. As a result, they get ability to walk on water. They meditate on air. They can alleviate themselves in the air. They can fly also. Somebody meditate on sun, on the moon. So in this way, they learn and read. When they meditate on mind, they can read the thoughts of everyone. So now what happens is, when a person gains this, what does he do? He gets, why it is ignorance? Because there is a temptation, a great risk, there is a temptation to use this power. So there they get caught up. That's why it is said it is more dangerous, because you are getting an extra power which will tempt us to utilize it. Otherwise, normally, okay, I don't have any power, I will be normal. Now I start special power. Immediately I get tempted to utilize and become famous and start boasting and all this. Therefore, this is actually how jnana and karma are so dangerous. This is what our Shastra is telling. And we will try to understand further on this topic, because our problem is that although we are small particles of Lord, under the influence of Maya, we have lost our fullness. And together with it, the idea of God or concept of God. Therefore, we always rush to some extremes and try to comprehend Him only one-sidedly. This is the problem. First problem is, I am very small, but the influence of Maya, we lost our fullness. That means our connection. And in that way, we lost Lord only. Now, to understand Lord, I use some method, but I go into extremes and one-sided understanding is. So while remaining the relative value, that is like dooming oneself in birth and death in the material world. Now we are trying to practice in such a way so that we can come out of this, understand in a proper way. So how should I live? What should I do in order to restore the full understanding of God, not to go in one extreme? Some people say karma extreme, some is jnana extreme. So we'll try to discuss on this now. And trying to restore the full understanding of God and just change the molds that form the form of our being and form the relative being. So we'll try to understand that it explains the synthesis. Here Bhagavatam and Upanishads and all, we should know the synthesis, the balance in spiritual practice, and there may be slight differences we should clarify also. Now, we will see Bhakti alone can give perfection. So, Bhakti Yoga is the only transcendental method that can truly lead a person beyond the extremes of this material world. So, now, people misunderstand this path. Like we have this Abrahamic religions, and we will try to understand the differences now. What is the difference in Abrahamic religion? What is the difference in our religions? So for them, this is actually one point I wanted to make. What is they have a problem that they cannot accept that Lord he cannot fully manifest in material energy. This is a distinguishing character of Bhakti part from all other religions. They cannot accept that God can fully manifest himself in his material energy. They say that for them, why they are so vehemently against? They say if somebody is doing some murder or something, and here somebody is worshipping a deity, they consider this worshipping deity is more horrible than that murder also. There's so much. Why? Because other religions emphasize he is very far. His transcendental aspect of the Lord, that is only the glorified. They say this low level religion try to worship the material ideals in order to achieve material goals. That's what they say. They say higher religions, what they do? No, these people are villains. They will all go to hell. What kind of God they are worshipping? God is something beyond. So in order somehow overcome the error, like the religious appeared, that placed too much emphasis on the transcendental aspect of the Lord or his unknowability, which is it's ultimately turns the Lord into an abstraction, deprive him of flesh and blood. Now, what happens is depriving him of specificity. That means what specifically? But a Vedic tradition insists that God can fully manifest himself in any part of his material energy. So this is a major difference. Why deity worship they vehemently they condemn? Because of this mindset. They said, how can you are bringing the divinity to matter? And but we say he can appear in a form of a deity, and he actually does this. And this enables our bhakti to take concrete forms because the God is abstract, right? Now, I may have some kind of relationship with him, but in general, in the end, my consciousness will focus on something specific only. I'll serve something specific. If it is abstract, then I cannot relate to him. So we all serve our spiritual masters, but when the spiritual master is very far, it's very abstract for him. So we abstractly serve, but if the spiritual master directly comes in front of us, turns out to be near, then how do we serve him? Then we cook for him, wash his clothes and all. So that is a different level in a sense of service. So when I am far, I can sit at home and think, okay, I am a good servant to my spiritual master. But when the opportunity arises, so how I am doing that specific service. So our desire to serve him is actually tested. right? So that's why when we have a concrete form of the Lord, the deities are at home. That is the time, like say, now because I offer to the Lord, I know that Lord won't take it. Lord will just eat with his eyes. If he really, like just now I made mango juice. I know if I make 1 glass mango juice, I'll get all one glass back to me. And if Lord takes half and he gives half to me, then next time when I'm offering, I will still think twice. Array, if I offer half, I get half. If I offer 1 glass, I get half. Then I'll think, okay, I'll offer only, I'll keep so much for me and I'll offer a small glass so that even if you take half also, I have so much for me. Lord knows our conditions. He says, this fellow will not give me if I take everything. So Lord only eats with his eyes. If he really starts eating, I think many people will reduce the offering. Lord says, Arey, you offer, no problem. I'll not take everything. He will give everything to you. You still offer to me. Even that also becomes difficult to people because the desire to please him is not there. If we should start developing the desire, and one day Lord will really feel to eat. That's he want to take it, but we are not asking him to take. We are worried about how will I serve the others after Lord takes. That's why we should sometimes cook when we are not eating, only for the pleasure of Lord. Let Lord take it. So in that way we develop. That's a personal aspect is very important. So which is not available in other religions. This is the advantage. This is bhakti path. So when the opportunity arises to do some specific service, it is here that our desire to serve him is tested. So whether it remains an abstract for us or in some other more specific forms. Therefore, Krishna is coming. So he comes in the Archa Vigraha forms to make our relationship with him in concrete way. So what is deity worship? It is actually we serve him, we cook for him, we dress him, everything we do because love is very concrete. It's not abstract. Worship of Archa Vigraha can give the tangibility of our relation with Krishna. Krishna want to develop a relationship. Relationship is we have to give. Therefore, in no case should one neglect the worship of the deities. So people think the deity worship is for neophytes. No. I am a Uttamadhikari. Okay, there are Uttama, Kanishta, Uttama, Madhyama, and Uttama, Uttama. So, even if you think you are Uttama, you can be Uttama Kanishta also. Kanishta means you can worship the deity. So, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he is worshipping the deity. All the Goswamis, they are worshipping the deities. He said, oh, others are having deities, I also want. So, Lord said, okay, you also can have. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells to Nityananda the story of Sakshi Gopal. And no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liked this story so much. He says that Sakshi Gopal, he begins to speak to the young Brahmana. He says, oh, I am a deity, how can I come? And he says, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat vrajindanan. If you can speak, you can walk also. You come as a witness, Sakshi Gopal story, right? So this is what we come, like, the point is that he reveals himself only to devotees in proportionate to the degree of their devotion to him, right? So the reason for the degradation of living entity is that they have forgot about their relationship with God. Therefore, Lord comes in the form of Arja Vigraha. So to give us the opportunity to restore this living concrete relationship with him. And depending on our tradition, so Lord appears different, like that. Now, I will come to the point again of our karma and jnana, the synthesis. Because this is also very important. We need to understand why karma and jnana so many times it is told, because no matter how much I should find the balance, how correct my practice are. One practice is enough to see God. We need to receive mercy. So here we have to, there are prayers that are offered by Gajendra. So prayers are actually very important thing, because I have to realize, but the point is that, this is also very important one I want to tell. Yeah. So what happens is that we should know that we should do anartha nivritti also, adha pravritti also. This I'll come to this point. The mistake people make on the spiritual path is that he imagines that God can come to him simply because he is doing everything right. Simply because he is good person. But in the end, we should understand that everything comes to us by the grace of Krishna, and we need to earn this mercy. Therefore, it is essential of our practice for prayers. Essentially, prayer is a conversation with Krishna. With Krishna, and this is like very nice thing. Say, we worship Krishna, we wash his feet, we offer him bhoga, we offer him arati, and this is a ritual we perform. Like say one guest comes to our house, we gave him nice sitting place, nice food, and after that what we should do? We talk to the guest, right? So similarly, we need to do the ritual, but after that we cannot just sit silently and guest is sitting, you are sitting silently. No, I said I gave him food, I gave him everything, I am sitting silently. No, with the deities we should glorify. We should start offering. Prayer is our conversation with Krishna. That's actually what Gajendra is doing. Of course, he was fortunate. He didn't last life as a king, and that's why he's able to, that's why he's able to do. So prayer is our conversation with Krishna, and it is very important that Krishna, being close, being in our heart, hears all our prayers. Now it's quite, we can ask a question. If he hears, why does he not respond? Right? Why we pray again and again. It's like praying to the wall only. He's not hearing. Our desires are not getting fulfilled. God says, well, let everything be as it is. So, in other words, Krishna is responding to the prayer, but it must be very sincere, completely sincere prayers. And this is very important that there are so many things that we need to understand. Here, Gajendra, he's in a situation where he is overcoming. Yeah, now we will come to this one last point of our discussion. Maya has two aspects. Maya, or the illusion that hides us from God, with firstly Mahamaya and Yogamaya. Now, when Yogamaya hides God, she does this to make the devotee closer to Krishna, to allow him to become too closer, and because there is Aishwarya, or greatness of Lord, moves away. Like in spiritual world, they don't consider Krishna as God. Here also we don't consider, here there are so many people who don't consider Krishna as God. But here the covering by Mahamaya, there by Yogamaya. So that is, there is a great difference. She protects Krishna from ignorant and insincere people and puts them away. Now, what happens is that here the Maya, the two aspects of Maya, which is according to Jiva Goswami also, distorts our consciousness, obscures it. The Guna Maya produces various objects that we want to enjoy. So there are Jiva Maya and Guna Maya also in Maya, that what is external. So Jiva Maya instill in us a consciousness of pleasure, and Guna Maya raises us respectively. Like Guna Maya produces various objects for enjoyment, and Jiva Maya insists a desire for pleasure. So both of them are a nice combination. We are nicely caught up. So objects of pleasure like toys and this, that, and for our eyes, Maya is nice there and TV is there, and after the class you all have our mobiles to watch something interesting after this boring class, all the advertisements are there. So these are the two aspects of this. So firstly, uh, the company produces something that no one needs and then they advertise it. So this is exactly what Maya is doing. Gunamaya produces many unnecessary things in this creation, which will distract us from Krishna successfully. Like how this company, without advertisement, nobody purchases, because you have to advertise, because it is not you needed. You have to make people feel that desire that I need it. Maybe say now, no, you don't watch anything. Whatever we are eating, sleeping, and we have some foods. Suddenly, new product. Array, this is such a special item, special thing, and then we get distracted. We think maybe I should go and purchase. And there are special apartments made with so many different things. I'm staying in my house now. I got distracted. I'll get a desire to go and stay in that house. So it's how the Gunamaya is produced unnecessary things, a huge amount. And Jivamaya, like we, in a certain way, get distracted in our, destroys our consciousness, so that it seems to us that we need all the things, that all will make us happy. So this is actually this is how the Maya is affecting us. This is exactly that happens. This is a psychological process, we can say. So there are so many, unnecessary things. Maya gives birth to everything that is needed and that is not necessary also. So if there are no buyers, it's all boring. So accordingly, Jiva Maya gets into business. They say, oh, you need all these things to the highest degree. And then Gunamaya produces many huge amount of unnecessary things to make us nicely happy and engaged. Now, what happens is, if we look at the psychological aspect of Maya, what does Maya mean? Maya means a lack of knowledge in our minds. Maya means distortion of knowledge. So Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that Ajnanam Avritam Jnanam. Ajnana covers jnana, right? And that is why it is very difficult to get rid of this jnana, because if there are just emptiness, it would be very easy. But we have ignorance in the place of knowledge. So that's why it is very like we give the example of a Mridanga player, Prabhupada gives. Two boys goes to learn to Mridanga teacher. One says, I don't know anything. He said, okay, 100 rupees for you. He said, I already know something. He said, 200 rupees for you, because you already know something. I had to remove it. So this is actually exactly what happens. So we need to come out of it. So one point I will just tell that some people now, they just think, okay, I will do bhakti, no need of focusing on anarthas. Some people are so much focused on anarthas. Both are extremes. We should not just focus on anarthas. We should not just focus, I don't thinking, I'll just chant, dance, and everything will be all right. No. We need to know both. We need to know our anarthas, work little on it, and parallelly, we should focus on Krishna and serve Krishna and do that. Both should be done. Bhakti is always this. It's not one thing. I am trying to make it again clear. What should I do? Every time how question comes, it is always answer is synthesis, just balance, which is the most difficult thing. Everything is imbalance here. We cannot balance our schedule. We cannot balance everything. It's a difficult thing to balance. So this material energy, we don't focus, and directly Krishna also is very difficult now. That is also not recommended. Then you may become sahajayas and all, and we may end up, will not get. So In that way, we cannot stop. So we need to know, we need to focus on everything. Bhakti is a process of synthesis. It's a very, sometimes that's why it is very tough, because we have a tendency of karma and jnana in us. We go to extremes, either we enjoy so much or we renounce so much. So this is the tendency, and we have to work on it like that. So this is uh, a simple understanding. I'll try to revise what we discussed. It said that we were discussing on jnana and karma. How karma is considered as ignorance, and jnana is considered as knowledge. But both are dangerous. So we discussed the examples of how uh, uh, when person is enjoying karma, then the danger is that he will start enjoying this sense gratification and he may go overboard. He just focus on it and he goes beyond the limits. And that's why we hear Bhagavatam is condemning karma. Dharma projita kaitava dharma. It is called kaitavotra paramo nirmatsarana. So it is why dharma, artha, kam, moksha are condemned in Bhagavatam, because it may end up in making you enjoy in the heaven and again come back, enjoy in the heaven. It is taking us away from our eternal position. Okay, then I'll renounce the bird. Even that is also risky. So when you renounce, if you still have the sanskaras, that renunciation will enhance our sanskaras, and we may end up in enjoying more dangerously. So we heard the example of Saubri Muni. Normally people marry one woman. He married 50 women. That means more ignorance. Why? He practiced so much tapasya with the still sanskara. So another example I was giving about the story of a person a yogi who fasted from sweet for 26 years. And suddenly one day he ate, he ended up in eating so much that he got sick. So this is called immersing oneself in more ignorance like that. So these are extremes. So karma and jnana are extremes. Bhakti is the synthesis. So we also saw even austerities, tapasya, charity, sacrifice, all these things also will end up in ignorance only if they are not connected to bhakti, because that will give us what? That will give us so much enjoyment in this mental world in a certain level. Then we also discuss this knowledge in terms of jnana, in terms of impersonal meditation. So impersonal meditation, what we discussed is that if you are meditating on the abstract form like air, fire, water, you gain some abilities. And there is a temptation to enjoy that abilities. So that is like going into more ignorance, right? So in that way, the jnana path, which is why so dangerous it is. Klesho adhikataras tesham avyakta hi gatir dukkham. So it's a process is very dangerous in the terms that we may get caught up. So the safe thing is to have the bhakti element in all the things, right? We discussed that bhakti should be there in when doing karma also, bhakti should be there in jnana, but we need not do both of them. We just do bhakti, that is also good. That is the best action. If somebody has karma, jnana tendencies, you do, but you should have bhakti. Then we discussed that bhakti means to render service, have relationships. And that's what we saw the Abrahamic religions and the bhakti path is. We have a concrete form of Lord. Why they are so much vehemently against this ideal worship is they feel that how can a divine living entity can come into a dead matter, which they cannot understand. That's why they are so much against it. But we know that we serve the Lord to develop a relation with Him. And then we discuss that Lord is so kind. He is reciprocating, but we should really willing to please Him. That's actually where we make advancement. And yeah, so then we saw that deity worship, how Lord is so much emphasizing that by deity worship we develop a relationship with the Lord, and have an opportunity to please Him. And then we discussed that Jiva Maya and Guna Maya. So how Guna Maya is creating all these illusory elements, and Jiva Maya has a tendency to enjoy. Both combination, we are happily caught up here. And then last one we saw that we just don't focus on how to eradicate anarthas, or just focusing on only transcendence, nothing to do with this material. No, we should balance both. So it's a balance of karma and jnana. We should have action with knowledge included. That is how, which is called Naishkarmya. So I just spoke on this one word of Naishkarmya till now. We'll try to discuss other things. So here same thing, actually devotional service. These activities are called Sattva, Shuddha Sattva. We want to do these activities. And devotional service Naishkarmya. Mere negation of material activities will not end ever. And Naishkarmya api achyuta bhavarjitam na shobhate jnanam alam niranjanam. Kutah punaste bhagavan. So anyway, unless one perform activities with reference to Krishna consciousness, cessation of material activity will not help. Only jnana will not help. There should be reference with Krishna consciousness. So freedom from material actions, many highly elevated sons stop their activities, yet they failed and returned to material platform. You see? And acted as materialistic person, even more dangerously materialistic person than materialistic. But once one is engaged in spiritual activity, Bhakti Yoga, one does not fall down. Our Krishna conscious movement is therefore an attempt to engage everyone always in spiritual activities, right? So it's a balance. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. We are having activity also and knowledge also. We don't want to just enjoy this world. Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadhanavritam. Like that. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class. Devotees, if anybody have any questions or realization, please go ahead. Sukara Prabhuji, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
So Prabhuji, can we stop your screen? Your screen is also blocked. Like, some area of the screen is not seen too.
Not seen?
No, it
Hare Krishna. The voice is audible.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Radha Pramod Prabhuji, your class is always so much absorbing, so much analytical, and you are always doing the difficult topics make it so easy. Jnana mark, karma mark will never lead us to any going back home. It's only possible only through bhakti mark, no? Then why to follow this jnana and karma? Along doing with bhakti, we can do whatever karma, everything dovetail for Krishna's pleasure, and all knowledge, jnana, whatever Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That is the easiest way, no? Instead of going to become some pandit and becoming so proud and, ego and falling back. What is the easiest way?
The tendency is there in humans to either for karma and jnana. This is natural tendency for all of us. Like say, I have some desire to enjoy in this world. So that is karma tendency is there. And when things don't work for me, I know my wife is not cooperating and she is very this, then I say I renounce. I go out of the house. I have a tendency to renounce and I have a tendency to enjoy. So both the things come for us very frequently in this world. So just now before the class, I got a call. So somebody want to renounce this world because they were really frustrated. I said, no problem. Wait for some time. And then again, the karma tendency comes, and then we say, okay, everything fine. And so we have this.
They want to commit suicide.
No, they want to renounce the world.
How they can renounce?
Because they are frustrated. What is happening in the family, no?
So further, they have to go back home, or what they want? They want to renounce means they want to go to forest or They want to go to
Oh,
Vrindavan.
stay in Vrindavan, yeah, like that, something like that. So this feeling comes for all of us. Karma comes, jnana comes. So the bhakti is in between. That's why it's very tough sometimes. We have to overcome both the feelings. Enjoying in this world or renouncing this world. No, I have to serve Krishna. Like that.
But we need karma and jnana both also, no, Prabhu. In the sense, karma, it will be akarma, and jnana, it should be with totally nimitta matram, that it's only Krishna is putting, I'm just a instrument, and not to become proud. But that is always in the mind, that you're a chartered accountant, in spite of so many years before I passed, but still that is there. But that is there only to attract people to get into this, not for name and fame. So how to forget that?
No
Like,
need of forgetting. It is how you are engaging in Krishna's service that matters. No need of forgetting anything. You just have to remember Krishna. Other things Krishna will delete.
Krishna will delete. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam.
Yeah. The Krishna's deletion is Krishna's work. We just have to add Krishna in life. Once he comes, which are not necessary, will go away.
Give one plan,
We just
Prabhu.
see our anathas, pray to Krishna. That's all.
Give one plan how we can dedicatedly work for the pleasure of the Lord and keep loving Him so much that we go back to Godhead. Though it is not correct to ask Him, but what is the best way?
Best way is chanting, bro. He likes chanting. When we chant all the things, if you are 2 hours, very quality chanting we are doing, everything will change in life. And we should make sure that we don't do any offenses or any mistakes whole day, so that next day chanting will be nice. So 22 hours, we should be careful not to do any
Do
mistakes,
any
and that 2 hours
anartham.
will, yeah.
Very fantastic, Prabhu. So nice. I'm very
Very
thankful to you, Prabhu. You're really giving such quality knowledge that you are going to become definitely a Diksha Guru soon.
I want to become devotee, Prabhu. You bless me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Shivkumar Prabhuji, please go ahead with your question, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are using a term called Vidya Maya. And also you are saying that people at some point enjoy the austerity itself. Can you just explain that, Prabhu? How come somebody can enjoy austerity? I thought it's painful to do austerity.
Oh, it's a very subtle pleasure, Prabhu. All these yogis, like you get a pleasure at a higher degree because you can control mind of others, you can control nature, you can do so many things. It is
Okay.
no less a pleasure. It's actually, if you have a tendency to enjoy and then we get all these abilities, then definitely why this bhakti aspect, please try to understand. This bhakti aspect, will curb our tendency to enjoy. It gives a desire to serve. Even if you have talent also, if you have any abilities also, we want to utilize in Krishna service. So if this bhakti aspect is not there, and I'm given all sorts of abilities, so subtle, all these siddhis, anima, lagima, galim, prapti, and all these things. If I don't have a desire to serve, then what I do, I try to enjoy them. That's actually so that's the point. So anything, why bhakti element is so important is bhakti element protects even in karma and jnana. It gives a desire to serve. Yeah, that's why without bhakti, any of these things is so dangerous.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Valli Mataji, please go ahead with your question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for allowing me. Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji. I'm actually super favorite of your classes. I like your classes and the explanation. They are very, very practical. And when we actually think about it, it is so much into our lives most of the days. And I like the word Naishkarmya when you said it is mainly for Grihasthas. That's what I feel, because we have to do both karma and also bhakti, how to balance the both. And when you said about the knowledge, how it leads to more knowledge, darker a part of the hell, that's what you said, right? More knowledge, and it is how it is deviating. I also remembered the example of Kunti Maharani. When she got that powers, she asked Surya to come and test the powers also, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, she ended up troubling herself. Yeah,
Yeah.
So these
Yeah.
siddhis and all are very dangerous sometimes.
And I like the part where you said the conversation and the conversation with the gods, because that's most related to the day to day. Because even if we don't sit in front of the god and chant, when you have that thought in your mind, he will be around us. That's what I feel, Prabhuji. This happened like a couple of times for me on Ekadasis when I go to the temple, right? I usually go early in the morning for the Mangala Arati. Last Ekadasi, I was sitting there and chanting after closing the curtains, and I was looking at those. There is some design of elephants to the altar. 4 elephants this side and 4 elephants that side. I'm remembering this Gajendra event that we are doing, and I'm thinking about those elephants. And there is a hundi in between that. Both the sides, the elephants are otherwise, and in the middle there is a hundi where we do the offerings. And I thought that what is there behind that, because 4 elephants are towards the other side and this side. And I again went into chanting, but after the curtains opened and we did Aarti and Tulasi Archana, we do with Astotram on every Ekadasi. I was doing parikrama and they started cleaning also. So one devotee is cleaning and he asked me, "Can you please pull that hundi, Mataji? I want to clean there." I was so surprised. I went to the temple so many times. I even forgot that I did that. I thought in my mind also, Prabhuji. So he is cleaning with the broom and with a bigger broom. And he said, "Mataji, can you please pull? That is not too heavy also. You can do that." So I didn't
Lord
even
is
first
Lord
understand
is
what he is asking me. So then I thought that, okay, let me pull. And then I saw a beautiful lotus picture behind that one, carved on that wooden thing. Then it stuck to my mind. Maybe I was thinking about this while I'm chanting. I couldn't even hold my body at that time, Prabhuji. I just sat there and did one more round of chanting. Actually, I was about to leave the temple doing the parikrama, but I was stunned at that time. Everybody already left, and I sat down there again and I was chanting. That round of chanting gave me a lot of connection. And what I did previously, it is like 1.5 hours of waiting before they open and close the curtains. I was sitting and chanting all the time. But that one round I had after that conversation and this happening. When you said the conversation means I don't do the alankaram or clean the dhotis, and I don't do anything. So I just offer some fruits and flowers whenever I go on Ekadasi. But even that small thing, God knows what is running in my mind, and he made it appear in front of me. I was so happy. So that bliss comes in our thoughts, and that is ultimate. We can't even express in words. That's why I just wanted to share with
Very
you.
nice, Mother. Very nice.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for sharing.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Prabhuji, there is 2 messages in the chat box. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. I think Shivakumar Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, maybe he was trying to compensate for 26 years of austerity.
This is related to the
Yeah.
yogi who fasted from sweet.
Another question, another message is from the Lalita and Dinabandhu Prabhuji. Dear Radha Pramod Prabhuji, please accept our obeisances. Thanks for your association and infinite ways you clarify our opinion toward developing true spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. We very appreciate that we do our service to the Lord, but not to neglect using sincere prayer is our conversation with the Lord. The most grateful servants, Lalita Devi and Dinmandi Prabhuji. And another message is Parvati Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Very wonderful class. One question, please. What is the karma yogi and jnana yogi if they deviate from it? is there a chance of getting bhakti in future?
Yeah, they will get bhakti, but only they should get association of devotees. Then only they can get bhakti. Otherwise, not possible. Bhakti is always connected to association of devotees. There is no other way we can get. Of course, Lord want to give, He can directly give, but it's very rare. But otherwise, it's only by association of devotees. Anybody, he may be Garmi, Jnani, or any materialistic atheist, anybody, they get association of a great Vaishnava, they get Sukruti, then they get Shraddha and Bhakti like that.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Another one. Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. Gives me a chance to focus on what is important my bhakti practice. From the Hemangi Gopeshwari Mata. Okay, Prabhuji, if nobody have any questions.
I got question.
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now the
Yes,
whole
bro.
thing is, my classmates, they were all telling you going too much in ISKCON. What is now? They are all telling, "Kya ho gaya? BJP Congress." I said, "What BJP Congress? Two party. The party you told they have won and you are lost." I said, "No one, no loss. Everything Vasudeva Kudumbam, Krishna knows everything. Prabhupada knows. Some child unknowingly doing something." I told like that. But they're all now, they become a big topic on the road, those who don't like ISKCON. क्या हो गया ISKCON का झगड़ा हो गया कौन झगड़ा हो गया nothing.
Oh, it's a land dispute, bro. It's not dispute in philosophy. We never lose in philosophy. We may lose in because anything, it related to property, it related to land, it is related to it's basically a property issue. Property, based on the evidences, you may get in favor or you may not get in favor. So it is not anyway philosophy. Philosophy, they can never defeat us.
But philosophy, Ritvik Guru mein bol raha. They're telling what Ritvik Guru you're telling. So all these Europeans are not Guru only.
How can court decide philosophy, Prabhu? Court cannot decide which philosophy is right. They can only settle land disputes. They won land dispute. They didn't win philosophy. They can never win philosophy. It's not possible. Even small bacha can defeat them in philosophy. They don't have much substance in it. They hear ISKCON lectures and they give their classes.
But so many
now
Madhu
there
Pandit,
also is called.
that Madhu Pandit videos are coming now. That see, we told Prabhupada was like this.
They won land dispute, bro. Where philosophy dispute? Philosophical dispute they cannot win. Court cannot give any philosophical judgment. Judges they don't know what is Krishna conscious philosophy. What they can do settlement. They should read all Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, then only they can come to conclusion. They didn't even have read Bhagavad Gita also, what to speak of whole Gaudiya Siddhanta. They can never settle philosophical debates. They are just settling some land issues, and land issues are legal things. And legal things, whatever legal registrations, this, that, and that's none of, if Krishna wants that we need more, we get, otherwise it's not a problem. So
anyway,
because they won the land issue, they are telling our philosophy is right. That is foolishness. If you are winning some land dispute, you cannot say that we won the philosophy also. Philosophy, how can you win? Let them come. I'll also argue.
But so many good videos from our ISKCON also has come. They given the right point. Those who were before with them, they come out and they found that what we are doing is right and all gurus are not wrong.
Yeah, this is philosophy. Nobody can touch us. we can fight with any philosophy. Let them come with philosophy. Land disputes, we may get defeated because it's a legal things. I did not register properly. They register properly. They can get it. But this they cannot get.
Thank you for the sweet answer, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. If anybody have questions?
Thank you, Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Very beautiful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said siddhis are not so good, and you gave so many examples how the big, yogis they fall down. So, Hanumanji has the, like we say, Ashta Siddhi Navnidhi Kedartha. It's so he has all the siddhis, and what makes him not to fall down?
That shloka what you recited, the statement says Ashta Siddhi Namanidike Data. Not only he has, he can give to others also. That much siddhi he has that he can distribute also. But ultimately what Hanuman is doing not to get affected by siddhi, he constantly chants the name of Ram so that he don't get affected by them. So we have to protect ourselves. The siddhis are so dangerous. If we are not constantly chanting like Hanuman, the name of Lord Ram, then we will get affected by it. So he's showing by his example that siddhi is one part, but if you don't do chanting, you will be in trouble. That's the point. So we also have some siddhis at our levels. Like say, if you are a doctor, you know how to, just by seeing the face of the patient, you can understand, okay, what diseases he's having. If you are a software engineer, you can immediately, code, and you can hack, or you can do so many things. These are all siddhis only actually in one level. So, but the way we are utilizing is for Krishna's pleasure. So siddhis are there at every level, but they are very small siddhis. Some siddhis are very big. And if you are not Krishna conscious, like say somebody has a good talent of singing, that is siddhi actually. But they can sing Krishna's song, or they can become a YouTuber influencer by singing something or dance something. So people, they do all these siddhis they utilize to become famous. We want to give pleasure to Krishna. So it's the same thing. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the wonderful class and coming on the call, giving your association. Hare Krishna.
My pleasure, Mataji. It's an opportunity.
Thank you so
to
much,
get all your
Prabhuji.
blessings.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening class today. We are very grateful to you, and we look forward to your association again and again in the future. Let's pay our obeisance to Prabhuji.
Kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya
कृपासिन्धुभ्य
eva
एव
cha
च
patityanam pavanebhyo
पतितानां
vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Grant Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhuji ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
ओ गौरंगा
Nityananda.
नित्यानंदा गौरंगा जय जय
Nityananda.
श्री
Thank you
राधे
everyone for
श्याम जय भवानी
joining today's
वृंदावन
call.
धाम
We'll close the call for today. Hari Hari Bol.
थैंक यू गोवर्धन गिरिधर लाल की जय हो।